Shalom, Ben, shalom, shalom.
Oh, the triple B, yeah. Yes, what's up? Remember to like, to keep the haters away. Wagwan, shalom, Ben, shalom, beeps. Yeah, I recorded this before, and it came out in a real creepy voice. Like, listen to this, man. Listen to the intro.
Shalom, Ben, shalom, shalom.
Anyway, yeah. So, the talk, some of the talk in the chat and the zone, YouTube live and so on, and on the forums, and even I had some of me fans like Ricky Hatton dropped some comments saying, yeah, Sonny do on the comms tonight. Sonny Edwards is on the comms, commentating. I think he commentated all night, man, which is pretty strong. Usually like they'll get the big dogs in. Right? You remember when Adam Smith would only turn up for the big fights. Yeah, I got to do an update video on that clown. We know what's happened. I mean, I know what's happened, but it's weird the way it's taking so long, man, to discuss what they're going to do with him. He's probably battling for more severance pay because that bitch ain't getting no job anywhere, is he? Really? Anyway, that's another video. But yeah, I mean, like, I agree to a large extent. I thought a lot of people say Sonny Edwards was good. Sonny Edwards was very good on the commentary. I will agree. I'm not a hater. Chubby's not a hater. I'm not a hater on Sonny. I call out bad behavior when it rears its head. But some guys have got a good side and some guys have got a bad side. You've got guys like Jenkins, people that are porcine pigs, haters, grasses, Spencer, people like that. But Sonny got his good side now, and it was good. He wasn't talking his stupid roadman, fake roadman talk, and it's one of the things that gets people's goat. I mean, he can talk how he wants, right? But he can't expect people not to have opinions on it. But of course. I mean, imagine, he can rein it in when he wants to. He talks quite fluidly. His vocabulary is quite good. He had great insight, actually, great insight on the fights. You don't get that a lot, even from ex-fighters. Oh, great left hook. Oh, look at that shot, says Darren Butthead Barker. Get on to him later. He needs a good hammering. But yeah, Sonny read fights well. Yeah, I'll give him a thumbs up. His voice wasn't too annoying. There was no romance stuff. Obviously, it wouldn't work. Yes, blood. I'm saying now, what you need to do, work that jab, fam. Push it out. You get me? You feel me? Yeah. And man needs to get out of the way, innit? Put his defences up, blood. He's not going to talk like that, is he? It'd be quite funny actually if he did, but yeah. As I said, I think it was a success. He says, I mean, I didn't find anything bad in anything he said specifically, right? But there's a guy fighting earlier, was it Brandon Jones or something? The young Spider-Man kid. The guy, he almost fell over jumping into the ring, and it's quite clear he's got some kind of Tourette's or ADHD, man. He can't sort of stop speaking, and he's a bit manic, but I like him. He's got some of the fastest hands I've seen. I'll give him that, man. And he won on points. He's not really a puncher, but he's only 19, so he can develop that. People forget that Prince wasn't really a puncher in the amateurs in the beginning of his career. I'm talking, of course, about the only Prince, born to be king, flashing the speed, the power, the accuracy. But Brandon, this kid, so Sonny's like going, he's trying to talk, Thing is, there's always going to be some personal bias. He was talking about this guy, Brandon. He goes, obviously, Brandon's going to learn much more in going the distance than he would in the first round blowout. Learn much more going the distance in the first round blowout. I was like, yo, Sonny, what the fuck you know about first round knockouts, blood? What do you know about first round knockouts, right? Shit about first round knockouts, right? But I was wrong there too. Yeah, it should be checked out. Sonny Edwards' record, and so Sonny in his fourth fight beat a guy called Giulia Dodu, right? In 2 minutes. Actually, it says 0:58 of the first round. So that's in a minute. Is that under a minute? Under a minute of the first round, a power punching Sonny Edwards knocked out Giulia Dodu from Hungary. Yeah, in the first round. I mean, let's not get too excited, right? Dodo has been knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times in the first round, from what I can see, and a few times in the second round. So we're not talking about a Jay LaMotta here, but still, yeah, I was wrong. My man Sonny knows about the first round KO. So he's but you also recognise a bit. I mean, in a way, he's right? But I most of the learning's done in the gym. But it's good to absorb the atmosphere for a bit. But I think for some fighters, for the heavyweights, banging the man out in the first round, if you can do it, it's the right thing to do. And Sonny's kind of protecting his own, his own style a bit. He's always gonna big the boxers, not the power punchers. Yeah. But then, and what else? Yeah, I seen on the forums someone made a comment going, "Oh, Sonny justifying, the safety first approach, basically just explaining the 100 different ways there are to stink a joint out with your boss." That was quite funny, man. A bit mean. No, not mean. Fuck that. But yeah, it went well. I saw some of the early fights. I seen that Luke Watkins. His ear was bleeding. And that was a weird thing that Sonny and the other guy, who was the other guy? Was it Barker? I can't remember. They didn't notice, Butthead Barker, we'll get on to him. They didn't notice that they said, "Oh, some blood coming from Watkins. Where is it coming from? Is it from his face? Is it from it?" And I'm like, I can see right there, it's coming from that stupid hole in his ear. He's got one of them stupid napkin rings, them big napkin ring things that make you look like an African, an African woman. Carrying water on your head. The big rings they put. Stretch them out. I don't understand why anybody wants to get that done. I'm not seeing a Ute. I vaguely knew. I'm like, no blood. I'm not being controversial. I'm not being difficult. But I'm just asking, why'd you have that thing in your ear, bro? Why did you choose that thing? He goes, "Oh, I like it." I go, "Well, okay. You like it? Why did you like it? I mean, like, it deforms your ear and all that." He goes, "Yeah. Well, I think it looks cool." That's just crazy, man. That's no explanation. Now he's got a stretched thing in his ear, idiot. I mean, you could possibly think that looks good. I mean, yeah, it might look good in the African women's, in Tanzania, bringing back a pot of water. But, come on, bro. No, not the Western world, this kind of thing. And then there was was it Zelfa Barrett, the Brown Flash? I mean, he might as well call himself the Diarrhea Flash, the skid mark. That was the worst nickname in boxing. Zelfa Brown Flash Barrett. Yeah, his uncle's called Black Flash. Now, which is a bit better actually, kind of cool actual name. And he could real bang Pat Barrett. But I don't think there's. I don't want to be. I don't want to pick holes in these nicknames. But it's not possible to have a Black Flash. They have to be bright and lit. But whatever, man. Brown Flash. Come on, bro. You're not thinking, man. He looked so much bigger against Guy Sanchez. He was game, but I mean, he looked about 3 weight divisions above. I hate these fights when you got a guy who's tough. Not quite journeyman, but they bring him in, and the size difference is so ridiculous. Even though they might weigh in about the same. I was watching both the bills at the same time. Like, there was also the Cabbage Babic bill. And then there's Bakoli, right? Bakoli stopped some guy, unbeaten guy called Hulk from Ukraine. And he's a funny guy, Bakoli. Afterwards, he's all jolly. Hello. And he's trying to teach the Hulk how to duck and dive. He's showing, this is what you need to do. You need to duck, dive like this, move your head. Which is quite... The Hulk's sitting there staring at him. Probably can't understand what he's been told. Because it's in English and it's in an African accent. But Macaulay seemed to get on well with the funds. He had a row with Dillian later. Yeah, Dillian accused him of being a nonce. Now, Dillian doesn't know about it, does he? But from what I understand, you remember he put up that Twitter, Macaulay, a couple of years ago, and it was like had a Nazi act in it. But apparently he was trying to expose someone. It featured someone known, right? Possibly in the boxing game. I've had rumours. Possibly it starts with H. Yeah? And he was trying to expose this person as a nonce. So, Dillian's been disingenuous and out of order for saying that, to be honest. Obviously, he's trying to talk up a fight. I think Macaulay would batter him now. Still in shot anyway. But yeah, the jolly old African type Macaulay, I kind of like him. You know his trainer, what's his name, Nelson. You know, he knows he's probably been at low level for years, and at last he got a heavyweight who may be moving to world class. Who's moving into world class? He knows this is his pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You know, but good luck to him. You know, he's up there in Scotland. Yeah, I quite like these jolly, like, big African fellows like Idi Amin, you know, people like that, you know, like a good laugh. Idi Amin was a boxer as well, by the way. Rakimov, what's his face? Cordina. Joe was a lot better than I thought, you know. I did think Rakimov would cut him down. I would have got some decent money off that. I had £50 on Rakimov to win. But they were all free bets, right? So I didn't actually lose anything, but it'd be nice to have the win. I think, yeah, I got so many free bets at the last minute. I was like, I'm going to stick that. I just thought it was 50-50. And no, in fact, I had it slightly. So I had Rakimov as 60-40 favourite. But I was wrong. Cordina was much better than I thought, you know. I'll give him that. But, yeah. And, you know, Butthead, yeah, Darren Butthead Barker. I'm sick of this guy. All he does is tell you how great these women's boxing. She's got a left hook like Joe Frazier. No, she hasn't. She's awful. You're a mug. You should know better. You're a world champion. Well, one of those, you know, world champions that no one remembers because he wasn't really a world champion, was he? In terms of, you know, beat anyone of any quality. Daniel Gill or some bum like that. Who was completely shot. And people, don't be mean to Butthead. He's such a nice guy. I hate that argument. Like, they're such a nice guy. I don't. Well, good. I'm glad they're a nice guy. That doesn't mean I need them whittering nonsense on my TV. Yeah, I'm a nice guy. As long as give me a job, talking nonsense on the zone. Yeah, and his brother's story. I mean, yeah, it's very sad, but you know, it's like you can't criticize Butthead Barker because, you know, unfortunately, he had a family tragedy. Well, I've had family tragedies too. Yeah? I get criticised. I don't have no job on the zone. It's just nonsense, that. Oh, he's a great guy. I don't care, man. He's rubbish. He said Rakimov was Russian. Rakimov was a Russian. How can you not? You know, it's very simple these days to check. You know, you got the internet. He's from Tajikistan. Yeah? The first Tajikistan world champion. You could have mentioned that, Butthead, instead of calling him a Russian, you fool. Babic fight. Well, I've already covered that, man. You know, yeah. I hope people took it up. I gave you guys 14-1, round 1 KO. I covered it a bit by putting round 2 in there as well, right? So it ended up being like 6-1, but still, that's a sweet win. And I got my boy Daniel Skolos. Hey, brother. I see a lot on the lives. Give me £15 for the tip, man. You didn't have to. I mean, I was joking, but thank you, man. I really appreciate it. £15, that's sweet as well, man. Sweet. Boosting the coffers because certain haters have removed my monetization. But, yeah, Babic ironed out as predicted. The stoppage was a bit slower, but, you know, it was just, to me, it seemed so predictable. And, what's his name? Was Rosansky or whatever, the Polish guy. I mean, he had a pot belly. He looked about 50. But he could bang, and he goes for it, you know. He goes for it. I don't know what they'll do with him. He can defend his bridgerweight title for a few times, I guess, in Poland, make some cash money, and then sell out, and I don't know, wherever, fighting some prospect. Ryan Garcia, I mean, again, I've covered this. He quit. I see. It's a liver shot. It's terrible. It sucks. Listen, bloods. First, it wasn't the liver. It was under the nipple. Right. Secondly, like, you know, I know what a body shot is. Delayed reaction. I don't know what it's about. I had it myself. Before I'd even had a fight, I hit with a horrible shot. Boom! Right in that area, in that sweet spot. I went over. Bang! Crashed. It's like you need to learn to take a body shot sometimes. Yeah. You know, when you first start boxing, then body shots hurt, man. But then your body toughens up and you mentally get prepared for it. And then, but yeah, and I still got up sparring, and wanted to carried on sparring. Yeah, obviously, like if I had a touch on that spot again, I would have been put over here. I did that free in sparring, okay? And I fell way harder than that Ryan pussy old Garcia, yeah? Yeah, and he's just waiting there with a stupid look on his face. He's got no damage on his face, either. Neither of them had in the fight. And he just waits for the 10 count and gets up. I mean blood clot. He quit, 100%. I'm not having this. And when you've been paid that money, yeah, you got to push on through. You got to push on through. Yeah, and I thought, after all the hammerings he's had in his intestines from Oscar De La Hoya in the kitchen, I thought he'd be able to take a body shot anyway. Anyway, Davis goes on. Again, I can't stand him. But yeah, this was meant to be about the Sonny on the comms. Yeah, so, yeah, all in all, Sonny done a good job. You know, like I said, when he does that thing where he you know, when he puts aside all the silliness and the bragging and the Twitter kang and all the cringe stuff and trying to be too clever, except getting rinsed by superior intellects, you know, and talking roadman and trying to be controversial and going on about his non-existent money. I mean, when he's normal in himself, you know, he's quite likable. And he can make jokes, joke about himself too, joke about other people. You know, you will never be a bad man at 8 stone and 5 foot 3. That's all there is to it, blood. So maybe you should go on that level. Yeah, like you was on the comms. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, there you go. Sonnet on the comms.